So, have you ever wondered what it was like to use your skills to transfer your skills working in ICU, working in as a nurse in ICU, being able to transfer all of those skills into life coaching and podcasting and run a successful business as well as raising two amazing daughters? Have you ever wondered what that was like to manage all of those different components of your life and still run a successful business and manage to raise two amazing daughters and just have a wonderful life and be passionate about what you do? So today I'm interviewing Cijy Thomas, who's going to be joining me. And we're going to be talking about her life, her coaching, her podcast, and all of those things. And as well as talking about how she was able to transfer those skills and leverage those skills in all three areas: her nursing, in the ICU unit. Did I say that? Life coaching, as well as her podcast. So, welcome to another episode of The Organizedpreneur. Anyway, my name is Aldreama Harper, and I'm a podcast launch strategist, business system consultant, and host of the Organizedpreneur podcast. And I want to welcome everyone to the show. I'm super excited about today's show because I get to have a conversation with Cijy Thomas, who is joining me all the way from Ireland, like across the planet. And so I just love it. We were having a conversation right before we got started, talking about quite a few things, talking about how when we first were trying to get this thing done, like there was like everything going wrong, right? And so, but we're finally connecting. We tried different platforms, and so we're here. And so we were both determined to get this thing done. So Cijy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. I'm excited to have you here. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much, Aldreama. As I said, I have been looking forward to this, and it's really exciting. It's exciting, and I think it's about adding value. So I am so happy to see you.
Yes, I'm happy to see you too. It's been a long time coming.
It has been a long time. So yeah, it's great. It has been a good journey, I'd say,
yes,
since the time we actually got to know each other. So it's really good.
Exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. And we'll share that a little bit of that, as we continue the conversation. But first, what I want to talk about is a little bit about your journey. And so why don't you introduce yourself? One of the things that I know about you, of course, is that, you're from Ireland. You've been an ICU nurse, you're a life coach, and you are a mother of two, right? Now, I don't know if I knew that when we first met. I don't think I knew that.
I don't think we ever spoke about that. No.
Yeah, I know. So what are the ages of your children?
Oh, they're 14 and 11. So it's two girls.
Wow. What are the names?
So my older one is Cheryl.
Cheryl. Okay.
Yeah. And the younger one is Leanne.
Leanne.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. My goodness. I love those names too. They just sound so like caring, Yeah. They just sound caring, and maybe it's the way you say their names,
Could be my tone, I'd say. So I'll take the credit.
So I love that. I'm sure we'll probably discover other things as we continue to talk. That's what happens on these podcasts, by the way. So why don't you share a little bit about your journey from being an ICU nurse by profession, then a life coach focusing on women and mindfulness and, health and wellness and empowerment and things like that. What was that journey like? How did that happen?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, because it has been one of a journey for sure. And I've been into nursing for nearly 18, 19 years. And so I'm originally from India. I arrived in Ireland 18 years ago, this year, 18 years. So it's been one fantastic journey. And nursing actually has really opened my eyes to some facets of life, like emotions, feelings, and you are in direct contact with people, and you get to interact with families. You see a lot, the reality of life, the harsh reality of life, to be honest, and it kind of grounds you, and it kind of lets you appreciate life more and being more grateful. And it's a demanding profession. It's demanding not just from one aspect, but from all aspects. So say physical, mental, emotional, psychological. So all the components are involved in it, right? And I love the interaction. I love the contacts, the interaction with the families and the patients, and because there's a lot of emotions in play. And I know that me as a person, I've always been quite emotionally attuned, and I always loved writing and speaking, and I knew that I had the ability to listen. The listening ability was very strong in me, and I think that connects people. And I realized that alongside nursing, there's something that I could add value and do something different. It was about doing something different, and that's when I venture into. I started exploring more, and what could I do different? And I come across coaching, and it clicked instantly for me, because I knew that was for me. That was for me, and I go on to do this course and coaching, and that is 2 years ago, and it was a game changer for me, because it, I think, opened doors to the values and belief systems that we have. And I think that will be me. That will be me, because we all operate from values.
Yes.
But we all operate from values on a daily basis. But how much do we adhere to? Because I come from a space whereby I was out of tune with myself, and I was not aligned with my values, and I was a bit perplexed, and I realized that, I was off guard, and I didn't know myself. So working on myself, because in being in nursing, there's a lot of demands, and then you're juggling between life and work. And I figured that I was not honoring my values. I'd given my power away, and that's where I get into coaching. And I figured that being away from home all those years, and looking after family needs and my needs, I figured that there's immense strength in women. And I didn't know that I had those strengths until I was in it and I dealt with it. And for me, it became very important through the challenges of life that I focus on women, because when I started interacting with women, I found that they all have dreams. They all have such immense potential, so much to add, but there's always this fear. It's the cultural norms that hold them back. And they always believed in, stopping their dreams and just, doing for others, but not for themselves.
Yeah.
So for me, that was something it was a space where I was in, and I knew that I had moved on from that space, and I took the power back. It's about taking your power back, and just focusing on your priorities and needs is so important, So I knew out of nursing, I could do something different, sidetracked. I'm part-time, so I could add value on a different sector. And coaching suited me really well. And it's a space whereby you kind of connect with the other person. The energy exchange is phenomenal in that space.
Yes.
It's a game changer for the client, and it's a huge interplay of emotions, and bang on, as if they just start working on themselves and believing in themselves.
Yeah.
And podcasting, definitely, I love talking. I love it just flows naturally to me. And I'm just back after a talk today, just a short story sharing session whereby emotions are involved, and I realize that I'll be more open, and it just flows very naturally. I don't have to take any effort in it. And even when you're talking to someone, they'll say like, oh, do you know what? You could be great in podcasting. I would hear that often from someone. You're like, oh, you'll be a great storyteller. You'll be a great podcaster. And I'm like, oh, sure. I never thought about it though. And just for some reason over the last few months, it was just coming up to me that, you need to. Because I would go and give talks to new staffs on stress management, and I don't mind being in the podium or in front of the audience, a large audience. I wouldn't have the fear, So I figured that podcasting is great because it's one great platform to get your voice out.
Yes,
and really, I think it resonates, and specifically, I was focusing on women simply because that's where I come from. That's where I come from, my challenges and how I've shaped my life along the last few years. So, I think podcasting is something which it's an open space. It's a transparent space, and it's quite welcoming for someone who's new. And for me, I know that I'll do well in this space, definitely. You
will absolutely do well, no doubt about that. I told you that when we first initially met. I'm like, you're going to do well because your skill sets are definitely there. A lot of people who standing in front of people and things like that and giving speeches and things like that, there are a lot of people. There's probably more people who are afraid to do that than not, so the fact that there's no fear there, it's like, just let me know, I'll be ready to speak, I'm ready to go. Now, I did have a question though I wanted to go back to your years in ICU, because I wanted to see how those skills kind of transfer over to what you're doing now. But even before that, was there ever a time in your nursing that you wanted to quit? Because I know that that's demanding. I have a lot of nurses in my family, and in being in ICU, that had to be, stressful and things like that. Was there ever a time that you wanted to quit?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, no doubt. Yeah, I loved it. Well, initially, I figured that it's a lot demanding, definitely demanding. And especially when the family came in play, when the kids came in play, it was really stressful. And ICU, different ball game, and you're meant to be composed and calm. But there were moments when I felt that this is just too much. I need to quit and look for something. And I started doing, and it's interesting because I started looking for jobs around, and just to get out of the intensive care. Because but I didn't know what to do at that stage. And that's the reality. And that's being honest and transparent. I didn't know at that stage what I want to do. And the only thing in my head was, I need to come out of this place and go anywhere. I'll just go and do this. But it never materialized because I think it was not coming from a true intention. Right. It was just about, going from one place to the other. Escape. Yeah. So if you come from a space of escapism, I think it doesn't click. And but the beauty about being in this profession, no doubt it's stressful, but I think when you are self-regulated, when you work on yourself, you're able to deal with stressful challenges better. And that's where the change came, because when there's too much to do and when you're not regulated, we get flustered and frazzled. But I realized that I'm much more of a composed person, and started working on myself. That self piece I started working on through meditation and mindfulness, and I got into it. And I think it just changed my perspective. It kind of brought me more calmer, and I started enjoying the art of listening to patients and families.
Wow,
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's how those two careers kind of connect in that way, right?
Yes.
Because you have to, in coaching, you have to be a good listener. And so I can see how those skills, you have to be a good listener, in nursing. You got to be able to listen to the patients and, and to, their families, and, you got to be a good listener. Wow. And I never thought about that being, a skill that and that's why I was asking. I was like, I want to know how those skill sets transfer over to life coaching. But now I see the connection.
Yeah,
Between
there's empathy. There's empathy. I think they kind of interconnect in a way that we think it's an intensive care, and there's not much of a talking involved. It's the other way around, actually, because you are seeing the harsh reality of letting go of someone dying, and you have so much of emotions in play. You have to explain to the families, you have to talk to the families, you have to talk to the patients. So it is purely listening.
And not only, I mean, it's actually it's communication, and listening is a part of that communication.
It is.
So being able to, speak to them in a way, where you're sharing empathy and, care and things like that, as well as listening, so it's under the whole umbrella of communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not, I think people think that, it's just about getting things done. It's not. It's not about getting institutionalized and just getting your job done. We sometimes miss on the human element.
Yeah.
The human element. You might just look upon someone as just a figure or a number there, but actually when you connect with them, they open up, and maybe that's what they need.
Yeah.
They might be often sick by not being sharing something. And when they open up, it just kind of, it's a release for them. And likewise in coaching, if you see, it's really about opening up. You're listening, you're asking questions, and you're listening, and they open up, and it's like as if
they trust you.
The trust, it's the trust between two people when you're in a space. I think it's phenomenal. It's a huge exchange of energy in that space.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So have you always known that you were going to be a nurse? Did you always know that?
Not really. I come from a family tree of nurses.
Wow. Okay.
At that
point, it's in your DNA. So
I didn't know. I wasn't sure. Well, I was at an age where I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I just thought I'll just apply because we had extended family, my mom, they all were nurses. I'll just go and apply, and I just continued. But the initial years I wouldn't like it much because I was still contemplating, what should I do, what should I not do. I was like a headless chicken. Okay, I was like a headless chicken. I wasn't that determined. But I think over the last few years, I kind of I realized that my passions changed in the sense that I'm a very people person. I figured. Definitely, I'm a people person. I love interacting. So when you come into work, you're actually interacting with n number of disciplines. Like I couldn't do a 9-to-5 job. That wouldn't be for me. I think I would break the computers. I couldn't deal with that. I think the computer will be more stressful than the COVID. So
wow. Wow.
I couldn't deal because I need that level, that face-to-face communication.
So you were born for this. You were.
So I think I was. Now I say I think I was born for that.
Are you girls interested in that as well, or what? Nursing.
Well, my younger one would speak about it. She would like to come and see where I work, and I'm like, well, it's not what you think.
Right. You make it look glamorous. You make it look good, but it's not exactly what you think.
It's not what you think. It's not what you think. Enormous pressure. And I think that's the reason why you would be short-staffed, because people can't deal with the stress, the emotional stress.
Yeah.
Oh, and lot demanding. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's kind of shift over to what you're doing now in terms of your life coaching and your podcast. So let's talk about, the type of clients that you serve and things like that. And what do you do for them?
Yeah. So I, as I said, I come from a space from my own challenges as to where I was missing on my confidence, and I didn't believe in myself, to a stage whereby I went on to do something because I started believing in myself and working on my dreams and taking the power back. And that's the main reason why I started focusing on women, because I look around and I interact with many women, and they all would have a lot of dreams, a lot of things which they put in the back burner. And I was there like that. I had put things in the back burner, and I was, you just fear. It's just the fear held you back. And you wouldn't prioritize your needs. But when I talk to them, I realize that, I've been there. And I think if I am able to, focus on women, it's because women are incredibly powerful. We kind of underestimate how much power we have. It's just you just give them the magic wand, and they will blow everyone's mind away. So that can actually, that's incredible trait which I learned in myself. It means we all have it, and that's why I focused on women. And I kind of started working on myself, Aldreama, in the sense that I started working on my inner peace. I'm more on the spiritual path of knowing myself. And I got into the path of meditation and mindfulness, and going deeper into myself, my inner landscape, and I think that really, really grounded me. That really shifted my perspective of who I am, because we need to know who we are. And very important, we need to figure out our own path and work on ourselves, on ourselves, self-awareness. And that's why I focus more on the areas of health and wellness. Health as well, huge, because I would have had compromised my health in the past.
Right. Oh,
and
wow.
So it's incredible. It's through those phases that we learn, and then we add it out into the community. So I would have had compromised on my health and certain health issues, and I realized that because I was not looking after my needs, I was not prioritizing my needs. So I see that the stress that women take on, the load and the burden that we take on is huge. It's huge, and we have no realization that it has a direct impact on our complete system. And we can suppress it, and that will impact everything. Everything. And then it's like a volcanic eruption. One fine day, something comes up, and it's a stress. So I think we don't have to do that.
Right.
So I start focusing on health and wellness, and areas of lack of confidence. So more so like empowering in the sense of self-esteem, low self-esteem, confidence, and how do you pursue your passions and your self-care, and also incorporating mindfulness and meditation into that. So I have these three umbrellas within the coaching, whereby which I think is it's huge and profound in today's times. Which is
absolutely. So what are some of the characteristics that you look for in a client?
I think primarily, if I am to look for a client who's approaching me or for coaching, it's how much willing are they to change. It's because it's the willingness to change, the willingness muscle to change. It's their attitude towards being open, their attitude towards perspective towards being open and making changes in their life. So it's and how honest and transparent they are
with themselves,
because if they're not open and honest with themselves, that space won't add value to them.
Right.
You can be in a space with someone for 2 hours, but you might be holding back. You might be not be honest with yourself. You might not be authentic. So then you cannot enter the space of growth. Change doesn't happen then, For change to happen, we have to be open. We have to be honest, completely transparent. And I think, and also acknowledging the fact that when you say, I don't know, when a client says, I don't know, I love that. It is a space whereby I would have been fearful in the past of saying, I don't know, because I believe that I should know everything and that no one should judge me. And, that you have to know everything under the sun. No.
Yes.
But it's not possible.
Exactly.
I think
nobody does.
Nobody does. But it's just the fear of saying, I don't know. But the moment a client says, well, I don't know, I'm more open and I'd like to know more, it means they are allowing themselves a space to grow. When you say, I don't know, it's a beautiful space.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful space, because you say, I don't know, it means you're ready to know more.
Yeah.
You're ready
exactly.
to learn more. So it means you're open. You're open and not guarded. So these are certain traits. And also understanding that it's okay to be vulnerable. Because when clients allow themselves space of vulnerability, it's a very deep space. It's a very deep space of being vulnerable and feeling weak. And that's okay. That's okay. And when clients acknowledge that, it means that they are ready. They're ready. They're not hiding it back. They're more open, So, definitely their willingness to change, because change comes from within.
Yeah.
How much are they willing to work on themselves?
Yeah. So vulnerability, being willing to work on themselves, being willing to say, I don't know, being open. These are some of the things that, help with the transformation. That's how you're going to, be able to reach those goals that you have, the confidence, all the things that, that you offer. So let me ask you this. So when we were talking earlier, we were talking about working under pressure, that you work well under pressure. So I want to know, saying that, does that fit into your coaching, or does that fit more into your nursing? Because I know that it's a part of you. So you work well under pressure. Have you had to apply that skill to coaching and working under pressure?
Well, and not really, but maybe from the emotional side.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be under pressure from a physical and from the physical point of view, and a couple of things, but the emotional aspect is huge. Yeah. And when you have a client who has there's a lot of emotions in play, that itself can change the energy within the space. It can cause it can heighten the energy, or the charge between two people. Yeah. And I think in a way those stressors, working under pressure, when I'm more productive under pressure, yes, no doubt, that comes from the nursing space. Yes, no doubt. Yeah, because it incorporates everything. Yes,
right,
no doubt.
Right.
But when you are in a space with another person, one-to-one, we have a lot of energy transference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And if you have someone who has a lot of emotions in play, it eventually emanates into the space. Yeah.
I think, so kind of like what I'm hearing you say is that, because you have been in the space, of nursing, and you've learned to work under pressure, maybe a lot of the clients that come to you don't understand how they can, or they may be working under pressure and they don't know how to deal with that. And so through those processes and through your methodology and your coaching, you can teach them, because you know how to work under pressure. Like there's no pressure like nursing pressure. Like, I mean, it's like, and in ICU, oh my gosh, so I think, kind of like what I'm hearing you saying, what I'm understanding is that you can teach them to be calm, to understand, perhaps, and taking them through a journey of where you've been, and now you have more self-discipline, and you have things to help you work when you feel under pressure. Does that kind of explain it a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's if someone gets perplexed and I get perplexed, you've lost the game.
True.
So when I work on myself, I'm more calm from within. Yeah. So I don't let that energy penetrate into my system. In fairness, I'm calmer, so it calms them.
Yes, yes, yes. So I can see how that would tie into that. Because I was, I know we were talking about it. I was like, that because anything that you do, whether it's in your past career or your past experiences or what have you, somehow those things are going to play into, what you're doing. No journey, no experience, none of that is ever lost.
Yeah.
There was a purpose in all of it. And so that was more or less the reason why, I was kind of, asking, about, working under pressure, because I'm just like, with nursing, because my niece, who I've talked about, I probably talked about in our conversations, was a nurse, and my mother was a nurse. And so I've heard stories, and of course, have experienced, death in my family and hospitalization, in my family and things like that. And I couldn't do it. I thought at one time I wanted to be a nurse when I was a young girl. But I know that is not the that was never the, the direction, for me. So yeah, I learned early that it was like, no, oh, that's blood. No. So, you kind of learn early. I mean, I did. I learned early that it was like, nah, I don't think so. So yeah. But I love how you are explaining and helping to connect the dots in terms of, how those things and how the energy is being, transferred, and all of that stuff. Because I'm sure that when you work with your clients, that they can, with your energy, they can feel the calmness, and because I feel the calmness in you, even as as we're speaking. And so so definitely, I definitely get it. So tell me about some of, and you don't have to give any names about your clients or anything like that, but is there a particular client that comes to mind that where you saw a huge transformation or anything like that you can think of?
Yeah, there is one. I only started my business last year, so haven't taken on many clients. But yes, I think it's one of the clients with a lot of emotional propensity, quite who had a lot of challenges, and then she worked on that, and she was ready to move on, because coaching is about moving on, moving forward, and not leaning backwards.
Right. And because you're not a therapist, right?
So both the domains are so different, and they get confused. But it's just she had a lot of emotional upheaval even in the midst of the coaching. And she would share a lot about what happened, and how her mental blocks were coming in between her growth, right? But it was what I figured, that I was giving her the space to be. I was giving her the space
to be.
It is so important. You cannot dismiss, because I think the emotional element is absolutely crucial. Because when you try to suppress that, you suppress all the other areas. You are going to flare up some physical ailments for sure, psychosomatic ailments, by suppressing the emotions. So the emotional aspect I focus on, and I think it was just it was intense. She was upset and tearful, but hey, it's not about telling, you know what, this is coaching space, you're not meant to cry.
Right. True.
You allow them to be, because it's a release. It's a release, instead of holding it back and then just continuing. But I think giving her that space allowed her to be herself.
And that is so important. It goes back to when you were talking about vulnerability and transparency, because so many times, especially, we as women, and I'm sure you've, seen this, but a lot of times we have this mask, this, I'm every woman, I'm that we can do everything, be everywhere, help everybody, all that kind of stuff. And so, and then not having a place to be not be strong. I know for me, like there are times when it's like, you know what, I really just don't want to be strong today.
And that's okay.
And having a place like that, so I can see where all of those skills and what you bring to that space helps people, because sometimes as women, we don't want to be strong. Like, I just need a place to just cry and be okay with it, not be judged, not be, all of those things. And so you hold that space for them, and that is so important. And I mean, I love that, that's what you bring. I don't even think I've ever even had an in-depth conversation with a life coach before that even explained it the way you're, explaining things to me, and coming from, an ICU nursing, kind of background, and how those skills, transfer over to life coaching. So that is just absolutely amazing. So I say,
thank you.
A round of applause.
Thank you. And I think it's the connection piece, Aldreama.
Yeah.
Because I always believed in the decade or so, I think we are so disconnected as individuals.
Yes.
So that was something which was always on board, which was striking, is that we don't talk anymore.
Yeah, true.
We don't talk, we don't interact, we don't share. We are very reclusive. We keep everything to ourselves. So we become so guarded, and everything we carry it within our head, and we carry 10 heads around. And we do. And then on top of that, we put on the mask.
Yeah, exactly.
We just fake it.
We
just fake it. And I think it's so unhealthy. And so unhealthy. And we don't have to do that. And it's giving, I think, just allowing someone the space to be is incredibly phenomenal. You don't have to give them any advice or suggestions. You don't. You just be there, and you see the transformation. Like, they feel like it's like taking off a weight off the chest.
Yes,
that is it.
Absolutely.
And it just lifts them up, and it feels like, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you deepen the bond, you deepen the connection and the trust. So it's a beautiful space. It's a beautiful space. We all are energy beings.
Yep. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. So you wanted to, so you're, ICU. So you're still a nurse, right? You're still practicing. Well, that's right, because that was one of the reasons why our schedules were so, we had to, work that out. So I love how you're navigating that space between, nursing and life coaching and things like that. So let's move a little bit to your podcast, because your podcast is going to be, in terms of what you do, you're going to be sharing stuff like on your podcast, right? And helping people to, helping to change lives, and helping people through the journey on your podcast, right? So what does that look like for you? I mean, I know, because we've already decided, we already know your podcast is going to be successful. I already know that, right? So what are some things that people can expect? I guess that's what my question is. What are some things that people can expect from listening to your podcast?
I think when we role model ourselves, when we practice what we preach.
Oh, that's so good.
It's you can come up and speak something, but when you don't practice it, it devalues what you say.
Yeah.
It's more like hypocrisy. So because I have been practicing what I have in my mind, and I do it, and I believe I can only say when I do it myself. So I think what would be expected from me would be authenticity. and being really authentic to myself, because when I'm true to myself, I'm true to my audience. That's very important. And I think it's about I have a structure in place. So I have that structure on a daily basis. So if I am telling that on the podcast, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean.
Yeah. I love that. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. That
so
part.
It's not just about blabbering, but actually, are you putting that into action? Because actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely.
And I think it's being true to myself. So I think they can expect honesty from my side,
Gotcha.
And definitely, it's a value. Certain values and virtues are very, very important, and I adhere to that. So for me, it's about adding value. So they can expect that value piece from me.
Right. I love that. I love it because, when, as we were, for the sake of the people that's watching, you've actually gone through the 5-day challenge, the podcast challenge. And so that's why I can safely say that I'm certain that your podcast is going to be successful, because it's going to complement your coaching. Right. And so the value is going to come through in your podcast just as much as it comes through in your coaching, just like it comes through in your nursing. And so that's going to be, very beneficial to people who want to have a transformation, especially, like you're saying, as far as confidence and being mindful, and, working under pressure, how to manage, how to navigate all of those things. So that's definitely going to be very beneficial, for those who listen, to your podcast. So I'm super excited to be a part of this journey with you.
Thank
And
you.
so I'm just, over the moon, So when is like the launch date? Do you have a launch date already in mind? I know you are working on, still a few things.
So hopefully the week after.
The week out. Okay. So in a couple of weeks. Okay. So, but I'm thinking that by the time we air this podcast, that your podcast will be published, because we'll air this podcast in 2 weeks. Yeah, in 2 weeks on Tuesdays is when this goes live. And so I think that is a perfect time, for your podcast to go live. And then that way we'll have, all the links to your podcast, to your coaching, to everything that you do in the show notes when this one goes live. And then people can definitely reach out to you, in terms of that. So I guess maybe one last question that I wanted to ask: is there something like, some tips or something that you can share with people who's listening or watching that will help them? Maybe it's something that, you see all the time. Maybe it's something that, people struggle with, that you see a lot of, and you say, well, I see this a lot, number one, and if they can do that, is there something that, like, some tips you can share for people that's listening?
What comes to my mind as you ask me this is, the first thing is really to believe in yourself, because that belief system is so important, because we operate from that space.
Yeah.
So the moment you start believing in yourself and really follow your heart, because it tells the truth.
Yes. Yeah.
It tells the truth. So you believe in yourself and you follow your heart, and you start carving that way, and it isn't easy.
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful space whereby you are allowing yourself to be who you are meant to be,
Yeah.
because life is short.
Mm-hmm.
And you really have to do what you're meant to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's immensely rewarding.
Yeah.
Immensely rewarding when you walk out of that herd mindset. And
Yeah.
that's the key.
Yeah.
Walk out of the herd mindset. If you want to do something, you have to be
Yeah.
ready to let go certain people, certain traditions that can hold
Yeah.
you back.
Yeah.
So that's the space where I come from. It can hold you back, and you're tied to those norms, the culture and the
Mhm.
societal norms so much. So start breaking them slowly, and you see yourself there.
Yeah.
So it's really about following your heart, because it always tells the truth.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love the fact that you say, because even the scripture says, out of the heart comes the issues of life. Like, you know, you know, eventually what a person is saying, that's where their heart is. It's coming from there.
Yeah.
So if it's a lot of, junk, that's what's happening in the heart,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I definitely love that. So definitely, be your belief system is you gotta start there, because when you change the belief, then you're going to do what you believe. I mean,
And yeah, it's incredible, because
yeah,
it's that tiny. You might think it's a tiny shift, but it's a phenomenal shift.
yeah,
That shift in mindset and your belief changes
yeah,
everything.
changes everything.
Changes everything. And
Yeah,
then there's
yeah,
no turning back, even if you want to.
right, right. Because who does things that they don't believe?
Yeah.
Like when you know, it's like that if I don't believe in it, why would I do something? So it's the belief system, is the place that you start.
And it's
Oh
also
my
about
goodness.
willing to take some risk.
Yeah.
Just willing to take some risk and
Okay.
being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. I
When
love
you're
that.
uncomfortable space, it means you're willing to take risk and
Yeah.
do something different, because
Yeah. Especially if
growth
what you're doing is not working.
yeah, because growth happens in the
Yeah.
uncomfortable space.
Oh my gosh. That is
It
so
does.
good.
It comes through the uncomfortable space that you actually, it's like the analogy of a lotus that grows in the mud.
Yeah.
It comes out of the mud, but it emerges as a beautiful flower. So it
Oh,
means it's the challenges
so
shapes
good.
us. Challenges shapes us. So they are blessings in disguise. It might
Yeah.
not feel it at that moment, but they
Yeah.
are. They
Yeah.
are. They change
Absolutely.
our perspective. It gives us a new lens to view
Yeah.
life. So
Absolutely.
yeah, and just connect, just being attuned with our instincts. We are born with
Mhm.
instincts, and
Mhm.
we are disconnected from that. So it's
Yeah.
very important to come back and ground ourselves on a
Gotcha.
daily. That has to be on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-awareness. So that's the
Yeah.
key takeaways. I think, and it comes from a deep from my heart, because I implement it in my life. So it flows
Good.
naturally. It's not
Yep.
just some textbook,
Right.
joking, but
Right.
it comes from a space whereby I practice it.
Yeah.
So I believe the
Absolutely.
power of it is it's incredibly phenomenal.
Yeah. That is so awesome. All right. So I go ahead and give people, like, your contact information, even though this information is going to be on the, in the show notes. Sometimes people may be listening as they're walking or, whatever. So how will people be able to contact you? Because you're already doing your life coaching. So how would people contact you?
And okay, is it through the websites you're saying, that like the social
Yeah.
platforms you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. If you're on social media, how would they reach out to you? If
Um,
you have an email?
I would have an email for sure. Would be in LinkedIn.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Facebook.
Okay. Awesome.
What else? What else? Yeah, I need to get more into the social media aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's the piece I need to tweak myself and work on.
Gotcha. Now, do you have a name for your podcast yet?
I do.
Okay, well, what's the name of the podcast?
Her wings of fire.
What of fire? Say that again.
Her wings of fire.
Spell it so that people who are listening will know how to spell it. So spell it.
Her, H-E-R, her.
Okay.
Wings, W-I-N-G-S, her wings of fire.
Got it. Her wings of fire.
Yes.
Got it. I love that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it took me a while to get to that, but I believe it was from my experience.
Yeah.
Because when you have something that's on fire, your wings are on fire, it propels you to do it, to get things done. And it's an itch that you cannot resist.
Right. Exactly. Well, I said I had one. I did say that was I have one more question. So this is for the listeners. I want you to share, what was it like working with me as your podcasting coach and instructor?
Well, you want me to tell the truth, Aldreama?
I do.
Absolutely. Oh, it was absolutely brilliant. I think I thoroughly enjoyed all our interactions, Aldreama. As I said, there's something about you. You're so, it comes from a space of deep intention for you when you do something. You're full of life. Full of life. And it's just, I told you at the start that your laughter is contagious. It's infectious.
Yeah. Well, I'm not laughing so that people can hear the laugh. I'm laughing because,
but it's just, you've got the zeal and the zest, to add value.
Yeah.
And you've got such experience. It was humbling to know you. And it's just the way when we walked around and in the 5-day challenge was the laugh and the giggles we had over the mistakes.
Yes, I know, right?
There was no serious moment. There was no dull moment. We just laughed through it and we got through it and just open discussion. But you're a very good listener and you do acknowledge what other people say, and that's a beauty in you, Aldreama. So it was a brilliant experience having known you. And thank you very much for your time and, for this platform. It really means a lot, and there's lots to learn from you.
Oh, thank you so much.
There's lots to learn from you.
And just so the listeners will know, I did not pay her to say that.
No, this comes right from my heart.
Yeah.
There's something about you which is beautiful.
Well, I do appreciate that. And I feel the same way. I don't believe in any accidents or coincidences, in terms of our meeting. And so you are an amazing woman. And I know that your podcast, your business, and all of that is going to be very, very successful because you're going to be serving people from a place of integrity and honesty, and a place that you've been able to navigate those things. And so I honor you and I appreciate you so much. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast. And so those that will be reaching out to you, all of the information will be in the show notes. And I'm looking forward to seeing how all of that is going to continue to grow. I'm just looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that, for your time, patience, listening, and your happiness.
Yeah. I am a happy gal, huh? Yeah, it's the joy. It's the joy. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. And I, again, thank you for your time. And all of those who are listening, make sure that you reach out to Cijy. Now, the thing that, because I know you spell your name differently, and I may be pronouncing it wrong. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the way I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's spelled Cijy.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
A bit confusing, I know. And it's Cijy,
Yeah. So everyone, you want to reach out to Cijy, and all that information will be in the show notes. Thank you all for joining the Organizedpreneur podcast. We hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us.